And we are, I think, live. And we're live. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Forever Rugby on Forever Sports. Bulls versus Ulster. We are back. The Watchalongs are back in our all-new look studio, which I'm hoping is going to be quite a lot of fun because it obviously looks very different to what you're used to and stuff like that. But I'm hoping we've automated a lot of stuff and we've tried to build in quite a lot of new stuff. So, yes, it does look very different. However, I think you'll find that it'll actually be quite cool in the long run. So, yeah, let us know what you think of the new look and what's going to happen, stuff like that. Please do smash like on the video and subscribe to the channel as well. We've got Kickoff in about 5 minutes. Sorry for being a bit late. I had to sort out a whole lot of things, which comes with a couple of teething issues when you do try and change a few things up. So we just got to sort a few things. But hopefully we should have no issues, and hopefully we're going to have two very interesting games. We've got the Bulls taking on Ulster, and then after that we've got Lions taking on Edinburgh, which is going to be a lot of fun as well. So yeah, let's get smashing that like button. Jump in the comments, let me know what your score predictions are. We're going to put in a poll now at the moment saying, who do you think will win this clash? And your options are Bulls or Ulster. So go and get voting. Okay, so we've got people voting in the comments, stuff like that. Right, so let me explain how this is all going to work. So it's exactly the same as the last one, except we have tried to change a few things and added a few things. People have been requesting a couple of additions to try and make the watch-alongs even better, and that's what we're trying to incorporate. This is not the final studio. We've got to try and work on a few things. Probably try to get to a mixture of a bit of a hybrid sort of studio and stuff like that. But what you will see is when we get Kickoff, we're going to have a whole bunch of extra stats which are going to be coming through live. As well as a track and stuff like that. So I think it should add to what should be quite a cool watch along and stuff like that. So yeah, let's see if it works. If it doesn't work, we can always go back to the old format. But here at Forever Sports, we pride ourselves on innovating and trying things differently and stuff like that. So that's what we're going to try and do. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, well, then we always just go back to what we know. But your feedback would be very much appreciated and stuff like that. Right, in terms of the teams, we're going to go through them in a little bit. Two very interesting sides, of course. And Dwayne Vermeulen back at Loftus, the side where he was formerly before going to Ulster, and Marcel Katia up against his former side before he came to Loftus. So two big players swapping. The man in the middle today is Andrea Piardi. He is the 30-year-old Italian. He's been refereeing this competition for about 3 years, or I'll call it 2 years. He made his debut in 2019, and obviously there wasn't much going on about a year ago. What am I doing? I'm just sharing the link around here so we can get as many people into the watch along and the chat as possible. Right, let's see the comments. So, Honey now says even with 25 rand, people don't want to go. Yeah, we're going to check on and see what the stadium's like. At the moment, it's kind of advert stuff like that. I heard that 20,000 tickets had been sold, so we'll have to wait and see what the crowd looks like. But yeah, it'll be a bit sad if they still can't fill the stadium, wouldn't it? After trying so hard and doing various things and stuff like that. So we'll have to wait and see. Honey's going Bulls, best team in SA. Johan Rugby's going after the Bulls. He's saying Bulls by 3. Tian says, hi Steve, loving the new setup. Thank you very much. Loving the new setup, says 2DX Gaming. Thank you. Randall says, well, I'm back watching the channel. Yeah, we are back. And that looks like a decent crowd, actually. I'll give them their credit. That looks like the biggest crowd we've seen in the URC so far. the question we've got to ask ourselves is, does it look half full? Because it can't be more than half full. So if it looks more than half full, or if it looks half full itself, then they've accomplished it. As I said, apparently 20,000 tickets had been sold. So let's wait and see if that is actually the case. Now, the whole point of the new studio is that we've automated a lot of it. So previously we had scoreboards that weren't quite up to date. We had, you guys know, the bane of my existence was starting and stopping the timer, and it just wasn't working. So what we've tried to do is we've got an automated scoreboard down below, which will be live, and then we're going to have this. I'm very excited to see what you guys like, because we've worked very hard to try and see how we can incorporate and stuff like that. But basically, it's going to be a live match tracker, which will show you exactly where everything is happening, which will hopefully be quite a nice little addition. Just so much sport going on. I've been running around like a madman at the moment, trying to sort out various live streams and stuff like that. I haven't watched any cricket today. I've watched no sport since the Sharks game last night, which even then I could only sort of semi-watch because I had so much to prep for today. And we're not at this stage. We're not going to go live for Stormers. I think that will that might change. We see. I'm going to a mate's for a braai. So what we could do is, because we've got a bit of a new setup, we could try something a little bit more informal. So let me know if you'd like us to go live for the Stormers game. You can try and arrange that. It might not be. We might be a little bit late with it, but yeah, we might do that later. You never know. But we will be doing this game. We will be doing the Lions game as well. Tian van den Berg says, Bulls doing the most any SA union to get fans back, 100%. Thank the rugby gods, you are back. Appreciate it. Going to be a very stressful game. I think it's going to be a great game. I'm looking forward to it. Ronald saying, thanks for not giving up. You're a great personality. Thank you so much. Yeah, I wouldn't say... I don't think giving up was ever sort of on the cards just yet. We just had to have a very big, frank, honest review about the channel, where it's going to go, and how sustainable it's going to be. So we are trying a bunch of new things. If you guys will monitor the channel, you'll see that we're doing different type of stream and stuff like that across different channels. We're just trying to experiment a lot to try and make this as sustainable as possible so that we can continue doing it. Nah, this crowd's not looking bad, actually. I'll give them the credit. This is looking like one of the best crowds we've seen so far in the URC in South Africa. If I walked into Ellis and it was half full, or 20,000 crowd, I can enjoy a 20,000 crowd. It's when they're sitting there and it's like, 5,000 people, especially when you look at like the size of Ellis Park, for example, and it's just so big. But yeah, kickoff is shortly underway, and I don't have to worry about sinking. So yeah, there we go, and we are underway, and it is Ian Madahan who will get us underway, the man with the fly half duty today up against the Bulls. We're slightly delayed because we're having a couple of issues with our TV and stuff like that, so I'm going to try and fix that at half time. So in fact, for the first time, our clock's actually slightly ahead of where we are at. So there we go. It's kickoff for me down the left-hand side. It's well taken for number 7 today for the Bulls, which is Kyle Brink in the blue of the Bulls. No longer a Lions player, but they've brought him back from overseas. Very unfortunate as a Lions fan to see. So we'll wait a bit of a break in play, and then we will go through the teams. Zach Berger with a very nice clearance. He finds touch just inside. As you can see, it pretty much is there. I don't even have to tell you where it is, because there it is. Just inside the Ulster half. So the starting lineup for the Bulls, it is Gerard Steenkamp, Johan Grobler, Mornay Smith, Walt Steenkamp, Ruan Nokia, Marcel Katsia, Carl Brink, Ulrich Lowe, Zach Berger, Chris Smith, Madosh Tamwe, Harold Forster, Cornel Hendricks, Kanan Moody, and Kirkley Orenser. For the men in the white today from Ulster, the man throwing in the ball into the line there is Brad Roberts. And it breaks for Nathan Doak, who goes inside, bringing in the number 11, which today is Ethan McElroy. Nice little early move there for Ulster. They make their way into Bulls territory. And now Andrew Warwick, the loose head, taking into contact. A big Nathan Doak fan, by the way. Madahan inside to his inside centre today, which is Luke Marshall. And now Marty Moore. Bit of a poor pass. Now Michael Lowry trying to clean things up. Managed to get sort of almost ducked underneath the tackle of Steenkamp. This is good continuity for Ulster as they go into their 7th phase. Working their way to the left-hand side now. A bit of a show and go there from Lowry. Almost gets his hands through the tackle to Dwayne Vermeulen. Knocks it on. Marcel Katsia, the former Bulls man to the former Ulster man. And now Bulls inside Ulster territory on the right-hand side. Zach Berger gets a nice pick up there, I think, from Ruan Kia. Steenekamp, very nice hands. Now corner Henches outside centre today, gives to Madosh Tambwe. That's a very good tackle on him from Ben Moxham, who came off his line. But Bulls retaining possession, have forced to filling at scrum half before Steenekamp puts his head down and makes his first carry of the day. Now Zach Berger asking for a bit of protection from Johan Krobbelaar. Putting in a very high up and under from Madosh Tambwe to chase. And Tambwe makes a good effort of it, but Ulster have retained possession inside their own half. And they've stopped because of a head injury. It doesn't look particularly good there for Ethan McElroy. He's gone straight down, and you can see the medic jump straight on and told the referee we need to stop the game. So a bit of a frantic first opening 2 minutes. Right. Thoughts on the women's cricket, Steve? I think it's a fantastic effort from the women's cricket. Came up short against a very good side, which is nothing to be too upset about. But it's been a journey. I mean, I've been watching the women's side for a long time, and they've been preparing for this type of campaign for quite a while. So I wouldn't say it was surprising, to be honest, if you've been watching them a lot, because they have been preparing very well for this. Thoughts on Homer yesterday? Yeah, he was terrific, wasn't he? Young little fourth on your first day, and 38 not out on your first day back in Test cricket. Randall says, weird that I can watch World Sevens live on YouTube, but I can't watch international domestic rugby. Good graphics. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, let me know what you guys think of the tracker. If we like it, if we're going to keep it, are we getting rid of it? What are we thinking? This is a decent Bulls crowd. I think the Bulls have done a good job here. Play still pause as Ethan McElroy gets some treatment on the ground. Right, so what are we thinking, by the way? Who are we backing to win this game? Where are we going with this? Bulls obviously coming in the favour, but also on our side, especially with so many big names. And unfortunately, it looks like McElroy today could be done. But I mean, some big names to watch out. I mean, it's an all Irish lock combination in Kieran Treadwell and Ian Henderson. I mean, all Irish in terms of internationally capped. You've then got Nick Timoney, Geordie Murphy, Dwayne Vermeulen as the loose trio. Nathan Doak is partnering with Ian Madahan, Ethan McElroy, Luke Marshall, James Hume, Ben Moxham, and Michael Lowry are the backline. However, McElroy has just gone off, which means I imagine we'll see Stuart Moore onto the park. Yeah, Ethan McElroy looks very out of it over there as he walks off. That's pity for the youngster, just 21 years of age. Definitely somebody worth watching. And we're going to resume with our first scrum of the day. Recess from there. Let's try and see if we can get a bit of a better hit this time. It's a pretty solid scrum. It's available for Nathan Doak at the back there. He goes to Luke Marshall. It's a very quick carry from Luke Marshall. Gets up towards the halfway line. Nathan Doak going quickly up to Ian Henderson. Nathan Doak now moving it across to Lowry, who doesn't have too many options, so he decides to put it to the boot. And Curtly Orense is going back. Curtly Orense gets away from one and then loses his balance and runs into touch. So that's a very good little kick there from Lowry. It was a bit of an awkward bounce for Curtly Orense, who then had to run into touch. So all of a sudden it's a line out for Ulster. by the 22, so that's a nice nice result for them. And they go back over to Dwayne Vermeulen at the back of the lineup. Pretty solid lineup there. Bradley Roberts controlling things at the back. And they've sort of shifted it towards the right. Still going strong so far as the Ulster. There comes the call from referee to use it once. And they sort of split off, so that has been brought down, but it was a tackle as opposed to a maul. So Bull players do have to roll away. And it is available for Nathan Doak. Asked for a few runners. Nick Timley puts his head down. Now another carry there for Luke Marshall. He's been very active so far in the early stages. Good continuity here from Luke. This is a Roberts. Very big hit on him from... Oh, another going the other side. Randy Hammond's a very good little dart there by him. It's just short here. Intelligent carry there from Geordie Murphy. Ulster just 2 meters out. Henderson now, leading from the front. Captain for the day. First carry of the day we've seen from James Hume. But so far, pretty solid defence from Bulls. Now Dwayne Vermeulen trying to get over the advantage line, but he's well met and tackled by Cornel Hendricks and Chris Smith. That's a very good tackle by Johan Krobbeler. There we go. A bit of gain line loss there from Ulster, but Henderson putting him back on the front foot. Good hands there. Marshall, Stuart Moore, just steps inside. They're still into the 5 metre lines. Going to the 13th phase. That's a very big hit on Marty Moore. Number 9 blue offside though from the start of it, so it is penalty advantage. Another big tackle there from Kyle Brink. Bulls defence, very impressive so far. And Nathan Doak trying to sort of dab a kick in behind, but no advantage. I think it's a no-arms tackle actually is the penalty for, so they'll go back for the penalty. Well, 16 phases there by Ulster, so that's pretty impressive from them. But equally so, it must be said that Bulls' defence is holding up very firm there. A couple of big tackles, Kyle Brink getting involved. I think he's going to be a very good signing. He was very, very good for the Lions in that season before he left us. And if he can get sort of back to that form, he just adds to the plethora of loose forwards we have in this country. Gone to the corner there of Ulster. They're back in their set piece. Well, their model was pretty good earlier, so I understand why they're going after they're back in that set piece. Pretty decent line out there. Roberts controlling things at the back. Not getting too much go forward ball. They are trying to move towards the right so they can split across, which they have done. But Ruan Nokia doing very well to hold things up. Now a bit of momentum. It has gone down. Illegally so from the referee as well. So Nathan Doak is going to use it, but he's got a bit of a free roll of the dice here. He skips it. They go straight to Madigan. Lowry is wrapped up in Madosh Town where it's very good cover defence. Penalty advantage though, so they're going to go back for it. And that's the second penalty in the red zone from the Bulls. So just going to be a bit careful that their discipline holds firm. Otherwise it could be a bit like the Dragons yesterday, who went down to 13 men, and suddenly the Sharks punished them quite badly. Right, let's see if they're going to go for their set piece once again. They are going to go to the corner. Bales goes short. Oh, set piece almost works. Nick Timoney managed to hold on. It was a really good preset move. Doak now going to Henderson. And Henderson spilt it forward. Johan Krobbeler's come away and throwing the ball. I don't know what's happened there, but Chris Smith has ended up with it. I think it's a knock-on advantage for the Bulls. And now Zach Berger puts it to the boot. But Moore's done well to get back. Goes inside. to Lowry, who's tackled by Albert Lowe. Doak not going to Roberts. Oh, cheap as me. Carl Brink has come to play. He's absolutely sat down Brad Roberts. I think it's Lowry again with another very good carry. Marty Moore this time taking it into contact. Nathan Doak going to Madigan, who goes inside to Bradley Roberts, who's a very willing ball carrier, and a penalty for not running away against the Bulls. Now, this is right in front, so I think this is where we're going to see the first points of the day. Ulster have tried to go to the corner a couple of times. It hasn't quite worked out for them, so with the penalty bang in front, this will probably be the 3 points option and try and get the scoreboard going. Yep, there comes the kicking team. Randall says, maybe this will be a low-scoring game. I hope I don't eat my words. Well, the Bulls haven't touched the ball yet so far. So, you know, Ulster, whilst they didn't manage to convert, they'll probably be the happier of the two sides. Well, the Bulls will be very chuffed with the defensive effort, but just haven't been able to have any possession. Now they can see the penalty right in front of the poles. Nathan Doak is the kicker for Ulster. Just off to the left-hand side, and they go sail straight to the net. So first points on the board there for Ulster through the boot of Nathan Doak. So whilst they wanted to try and get the maximum of 7, they haven't quite been able to do that. So they'll have to settle for a 3-pointer. Sean Farrell says, some players in Ulster are ex-Leinster because they haven't been able to get enough game time there. Yeah, well, that's because Leinster farm all the talent, don't they? Right, a bit of a sloppy kick-off there, but Ulster have retained possession. Just inside 22. Nathan Doak looking to create a bit of a better angle. Bradley Roberts, another carry of the day. He must have had at least 4 or 5 so far. Right, now Nathan Doak is just pulling it back. He's created himself an angle. Now he's finding a decent kick. Looking for touch, and he'll find it. Not his best touch finder. Grant Swartz, how Stephen, what have I missed? What have you missed? It's been about 12 minutes of Ulster possession, and yeah, some pretty good Bulls defense so far. I mean, if you have to look at the tackles, I'm sure there'll be quite a few tackles already. But as you can see by our momentum tracker, that's what this the graph below the match tracker, that just shows you the momentum is in pretty one-way traffic so far. Good take there from Albert Lowe. Flat ball to Harold Forster. Brought down by Madigan. Now Zapberger trying to go to Carl Brink, who's knocked it on. So the first bit of possession the Bulls have had all game, and Carl Brink has knocked it on. That's what you get for going to the Bulls, chap. We don't even need you. Our loose trio's better than you guys. I mean, it's probably not. Yeah, maybe not. Almost. I'd say it's more exciting because they're all young. But yeah, knock on there from Carl Brink. But see, 40 tackles made by the Bulls so far, compared to the 7 of Ulster. 6 tackles missed so far from the Bulls. Pretty solid strong there, not really going anywhere. So Dunphy sticks his very long leg in there, gives to Nathan Doak, he kicks it downfield. It's rolling, and Curly Answer was almost caught out a bit there, because that would have been a 50-22 if you hadn't read it. Kick chase there coming from Curtly Arnsay. He's lifted it high. He's going after his own kick. That's a very nice take out the air there from Madigan. Ulster with possession back inside their own half. Now Treadwell. Carl Brink over it, trying to compete for the ball, and wins a penalty. That's well played by Carl Brink. No support there for Treadwell, and Carl Brink makes a tackle, gets up very quickly, and gets his hands all over that ball, which he had right to do. Yeah, unfortunately, I think Carl Brink is going to be a good signing for the Bulls, which is a bit depressing because he did so many good things so many years at the Lions. But what can you do? What can you do? Dragons got smashed by the Sharks. Yeah, it wasn't pretty last night. I felt sorry for the Dragons. You know, those 2 yellow cards. Shane, the reserve scrum off. I can't remember his name now. He makes that knock on, and as he did it, I think he was just trying to actually get in front of him and make a tackle and put his hand on. As it came off the head, he just knew. He just collapsed with his arms as his head because he knew that he was being sent off and it was going to be a penalty try. But yeah, 2 penalty tries, 2 yellow cards. It was a bit childish at one stage. Lions have a tough one against Edinburgh. I think the altitude will help. It's a decent kick from Chris Smith, but it's slid off to the left, so the score remained 3-0. Yeah, I just want to see a good performance from the Lions. I wouldn't be upset if we were to lose, but I want us to be competitive. On paper, it's an Edinburgh side stacked with international stars, so the Lions up against it, but we are at home, so hopefully we can make a good game of it. It's not a bit early for you to be on the water. Do you know what it was? I was just running so much around earlier to try and sort things out that I actually didn't have time to get beers. But they are in the fridge, so we'll go and get some at half time. Restart there, going towards the right hand side. Madosh Tama giving it inside to Chris Smith, who lifts it very high. It's a very nice take out the air from Madahan. He's fallen very poorly though. But taking in the air is the call. It's a bit of a harsh call, I think, that. As Randall says, please do smash the like on the video. We're back. It's going to take a while for us to get everybody back into the comments and get the views back up. But we are back, which is the main thing. Bit of a new look as well. Sean Farrell's Dragons have been having a very bad season from start, so it will be hard for them. Sharks host Leinster in 2 weeks after the Champions Cup last 16. There's a couple of very nice results coming up. Pictures coming up, rather. I'm excited. Bit of a break and play here, bit of treatment around the thing. Where am I at? Country road, take me home. Right, where we at? Time and attention. I hope the Bulls can sign Cart. No, come on, guys. Why do you guys need Carly Sardi? Go and find your own damn players. Like the Lions have got everything against them. Ulster with a skew throw there after the penalty, so that's a bit of a get out of jail free card for the Bulls. But of all the people to go, like, leave us alone. Go and sign Thomas the Toy. You know, go and sign a non-Lions player. You guys don't need the Lions players, so bugger off. There's just no need for it. There are plenty of tight heads in the country you can go after. Leave our only decent players alone. Take me home, country road. Right, so it will be a scrum for the Bulls inside their own sort of 22. Well, just outside the 22, I suppose. Scrum so far been pretty even, not too much in between them, but that's a better scrum from the Bulls, although Ulster are holding pretty firm. Being told to use it, Albert Lowe pops it to Zach Berger, goes to Harold Forster, he's looping around as Zach Berger, who then goes to Madosh Tumwe, a couple of players outside, Curtly Orange, so shrugs off one, is brought down on the 10-metre line. Zach Berger flat to Marcel Coetzee, it was well read. I think it was by Ian Henderson. Zach Berger, slow ball now, going to Chris Smith. Chris Smith a little bit stagnant, going to Harold Forster. He's just calling Hendricks. Now calling Hendricks trying to put a bit of pace into the game. It's a big tackle on him from Marty Moore. Zach Berger now going back towards the blind side. I think Gerard Steenkamp was the man there. Now Ruan Nokia. Recently signed a new contract with the Bulls. Zach Berger now looking to work things towards the right-hand side. Gerard Steenkamp with the carry, supported by his tight head. Now going back towards the blind side to Johan Krobelaar. Marty Moore making the tackle with some assistance from Madigan. Now towards Morris Smith. Oh, inside ball. A little tough touch there. Steenkamp can't get the ball away, but Bradley Roberts is there to intercept it. Turnover ball for Ulster inside their own half. And slowing the ball down. And a penalty being given away for not rolling, I think, is the call. Yeah, not rolling away. The Lions Edinburgh thumbnail has Damien Willemse in it. Huh? It does? I didn't schedule the game, so it shouldn't have. Let me go check it out. Oh, it does indeed. Okay, well, we can fix that very quickly. It also says Lions versus Stormers, so that's probably why it had Damien Willemse in it. But I can fix that in 2 seconds. Thank you very much for letting me know. Let me go and sort that out. Also, you let him do his job as the referee. The referee's under a lot of pressure at the moment. After that, Lanning came out and said that the Ulster trial last weekend should have stood. So a bit of an awkward time to be a referee. We just need to change the thumbnail to where we at. There we go. Videos. Christ, there's far too many bloody folders in my PC. There we go. It has now changed, so it should now all be good. Thanks, Grant. Let me know. Lions are going to win. Trust me, CTRX Gaming. Well, I back that. I like the confidence. Mark, have you had a break for commentary? The channel just took a break. We had a bit of a rethink regarding what we're going to be doing and stuff like that. So we are back. A couple of new experimental things. So keep your eye on the channel because a lot of new things are going to be tried. Will the URC thrive in the future? I think it has been awesome for rugby. I don't see why not. And I also think that we shouldn't be judging the URC so quickly. You know, I think that this tournament is very, very young in its it's just very young in general. So I think that it needs time to sort the schedule out. It needs time to everybody to experience the conditions. Nick Timoney going on a big run there. Also going in the front foot up towards 22. Nathan Dirk going quickly looking for a runner. Comes in the form of Dwayne from Mullen. What is the word? He says he reckons he's going to have a brandy or Coke thrown at him today. I could do a brandy and Coke. I don't know about brandy. I don't think I've got any Coke actually, having said that. Decent carry there from Marshall. I'm getting ahead of myself here. Knock on there for Ulster in the tackle though. Kyle Brink. Then knocking on himself. So we'll have a scrum just inside. The nice thing is I don't have to tell you guys where the action is. That's actually quite a game changer for me. We can sort of more talk about the game than necessarily exactly what's happening because you guys can see exactly what's happening. Sean Farrell says, I said well now that games are caught up. I also feel soon teams will be get used to going to SA, so it might be different by then. Bulls giving away dumb penalties away. Agreed. I watched the clock and the thumbnails. Well, I no longer control the clock, so if it is wrong, it's not my fault. I was fired from clock duty because I was so bad at it. We had an internal review and I failed my clock abilities. So we have therefore decided to automate it to take things out of my hand. Basically, you just don't want to give me anything to do, Decent scrum there. Chris Smith with a cross kick towards Badosh Tumwe. It's a very athletic take from him. He's got a bit of space. Tries to go to the boot and it pops up. And we're going back for a very shrill blast. I think we're going back for a penalty. So it's a penalty that's been called from the sideline. So Andrew Warwick being penalised on that occasion. Chris Smith, the decent kick touch finder, putting the Bulls on the front foot. Bulls just needs more of the ball. They've hardly touched the ball today. Take me home. Right, Jan Krobolov feeding the ball into the lineup, and it's Ruan O'Keefe goes up, brings it down to Zach Berger, just inside their half. Quick ball, they held Forster. Oh, that's surely not. Play on as the call looked like obstruction. Madosh Tumwe slips one tackle, he's brought down by McElroy. Inside ball, this is good continuity so far, good offload game. Ruan O'Keefe now feeding to Moscow. Sear gives it away to Albert Lowe. Albert Lowe decided to put his head down, take into contact as balls get up to the 22. Zach Berger now going to Chris Smith. Chris Smith going to Harold Forster. Harold Forster shows and goes himself, but up to 22. Oh, Zach Berger slipping a gap, giving the way to Ruan O'Keefe. Needs a bit of support. It comes in the form of Hale Steenkamp. Quick ball from Zach Berger. Chris Smith now dabs in behind for Kane Moody to chase. It comes back towards Zach Berger. He throws it inside to nobody. Hale Steenkamp decides to do a props job, picks up the ball and just takes him to contact. Zach Berger now to Ruan O'Keefe. Oh, it's a very nice offload off the ground to Kyle Brink. They've got an offside advantage as well, so the Bulls can do what they want here. Bit of a poor offload there from Berger. Chris Smith now trying to clean up. Gives it away to Kurt Lawrence. Kurt Lawrence, not much space, runs to Bradley Roberts among a few other Ulster players. Now Zach Berger, almost a high tackle. It looked like it. Almost getting in between two players. Jan Krobelov pick up and go. Up to the 5 meters. It's good continuity. A couple of penalty advantages though, so I wouldn't be surprised if we could see some more than just a penalty. Pick up and go now. Marcel Garcia. They're now within 2 meters, trying to get that ball back. The ball's popped up though. Backwards, Bulls still have possession. Now they will go back for the penalty. Good continuity there. The offload game I really enjoyed actually from the Bulls. I don't know where they've suddenly developed from. It's taken a while for them to really get it polished, but it's looking very impressive how they managed to suddenly bring in this offload game, which we're definitely not used to from seeing from a Bull side. Canvas says, good to see UK and Ireland and SRA club sides getting competitive games. You're very isolated in this format at the moment. Randall says it'll be great to see the Australian sides join the championship. Yeah, but they don't have to watch Australians, and I don't want to be doing that. Do you still think the Bulls can win? Well, Chris Smith's about to have a kick here to level things up, so they're definitely nowhere near out of it so far. Jasper says, will Bulls win the match? Please score a try. Does the game really start after half time? Man, can we struggle against Bangladesh? We can't get them out. Oh, well, last time I saw, I think it's just all Joy that's scoring some runs. I mean, 100 lead orders I'd take. Where are we sitting at? 252 for 7. Yeah, batting well, Bangladesh. Not a bad side. What is the time on the match, please? Yeah, you can see it at the bottom of the screen there. It is 24:45 over there. As Chris Smith levels the scores. Decent take there from Steenkamp. Now they're creating a bit of an angle here for Zach Berger to get his box kick going. Looking for touch, Zach Berger. That's almost a carbon copy of the first kick, and that's a very nice touch finder from Zach Berger. It's something that the Bulls Scrum I've been very impressed with. Both him and Ambrose Pierre, they're touch finders. They've done very well to often find very good touch finders. And all of a sudden, once again, they're back in Ulster half. Grant Swaster's ref beard looks like he's wearing his COVID mask incorrectly. Well, no mask needed across all the fans. I think that's also made a big difference, because to go and sit for 2 hours in a stadium with a mask on, and trying to drink a beer, well, you couldn't drink beer at one stage. A very good run there from McElroy. Sorry, from Luke Marshall. I don't know why I keep saying McElroy. Luke Marshall, McElroy is actually off. And I'll kick him behind. It's a nice touch finder there from Ulster, playing a bit of a territory game. Want to play the game in the right areas. Bum, bum, bum. Luke Marshall getting a bit of attention now. And it's a good point. I mean, Ulster gone with a 6-2 split. They've already lost one backline player. Now Marshall getting a bit of attention. So if they were to lose another, and suddenly this is where the 6-2 split backfires. But suddenly you've got 2 backline injuries in the first half, and you've already used all your backline subs. Penalty there from the Bulls. Treadwell, the one who's been penalised. Mozart could see her having a couple of words with his former teammate. Yeah, taking the man out of the air is the call. Mm-hmm. 27 minutes gone by, and 35 minutes since we kicked off. So this is kind of the problem, isn't it? You know, it's already taken 8 minutes longer than the half theory should take, and you sort of worry about the amount of stoppages and how long a game takes. We've got 13 minutes left, and if there were to be no stoppages, which there inevitably will, it's still going to take about almost 50 minutes to play half rugby. 50 minutes isn't too bad, but if we have more stoppages, we can't be taking an hour to play 40 minutes of rugby. You know, all of a sudden a rugby game is, over 2 hours long from beginning to end. As balls go down the blind side, Madosh Tama cuts inside, good tackle there. Brad Roberts over there trying to win a penalty, and he does win a penalty. Very good work there by Brad Roberts. And the Bulls actually, finding it a bit difficult to string a couple of phases together. They had that one passage of play which resulted in the penalty where they got their 3 points, but apart from that, haven't really managed to get going in every sense. That's a very poor kick from Madigan. He doesn't find touch. They give it inside to Chris Smith. Chris Smith hoisted it. It's gone pretty deep though, so Madosh Tumbo is chasing hard, but I don't think he's going to be able to get there. Okay, I have a couple of words there between Madosh Tumbo and Nathan Doak. Ulster did mark it inside down 22. Grant says, good to see a decent crowd at the rugby. Yeah, I mean, that looks a proper crowd. If we have that every week, I'd be happy. 25,000 people every week at Loftus, at Ellis Park, at Kings Park, at Cape Town Stadium. I think I'd be happy with 25,000 every week. And the nice thing is, when social distancing goes away, all you do is you close the top and you pack the lowest tiers and get everybody nice and close against each other. That's where you get an atmosphere. So even if they go to 100%, I think that to fill 55,000. It's going to take some time to be able to get to that, because I think that we don't necessarily have the culture of going to stadiums, and I think that needs to change. But this is a decent crowd, and 25,000 people is a decent atmosphere. What's with all the headbutts lately in rugby? Person, I think they deserve a red card. Yeah, I saw that. I mean, there's been a couple of nasty incidents. There was that one on Faf de Klerk yesterday. I wouldn't say it was a headbutt necessarily, but there's been a couple. It's interesting to see so many cards at the moment. That's a very good penalty one. That is Dwayne Vermeulen at his very best. Puts those very long arms of his around over the top of the ball, grabs it, and he is unmoved. You can't move Dwayne Vermeulen when he gets a position like that, and wins a very important penalty for Ulster. Did they do away with the 50% crowd? They've only just gone to 50% crowds. This is the second week in a row that we've actually had 50% crowd. Before that, we were only allowed 2,000. So the nice thing in South Africa is we've got such big stadiums. 50% is a pretty decent number. I mean, Loftus, it's sitting at 25,000. It's 50%. Ellis Park's even more than that. Right, so trying to take 3 points here. Ulster, Nathan Doak lining up for second kick of the day. And it sails in between the uprights. Ulster back in the lead just as the halfway mark creeps up on us. Yeah, I mean, I'd say, what do we think so far of the game? I think it's been pretty even. I think Ulster have had the bulk of the possession. Bulls discipline is letting them down a little bit. They could see it's 7 penalties there to Ulster's 4 so far. Right, Chris Smith getting things back underway. He goes down the middle of the park, and it looks like it's Nathan Doak underneath it. I lie, it is Lowry. Decent take from him. Almost a manhandle by Ruan O'Keefe, but possession is there for Ulster. Although big counterback coming in from the Bulls. Jan Krobelaar over the ball, managing to turn things over again. That's a very good turnover there from the Bulls. Berger now trying to get quick ball, and Ulrich Lowe has fumbled it forward. It wasn't a great pass there from Zach Berger, so Ulrich Lowe can be forgiven for missing that. Yeah, I actually quite enjoy this by the referee saying there's too many people talking. I think it has become a bit of an issue. It's a big issue in football at the moment. A lot of whining, a lot of people talking to the ref, stuff like that. Just play the damn game. Right, so we're going to resume with the scrum. It'll be an Ulster put in. Just under 8 minutes left until the half-time whistle will go. Now they're going towards the left child, Ulster. Lots of space in behind. That could be a it was almost a brilliant 50-22 attempt. Now Kurt Lawrence returning the that's a fantastic kick from him. Nice little torpedo, but they have to take quickly. You have Ulster. Now Lowry looking to go himself. Giving it to Stuart Moore. That was literally half meter from a brilliant 50-22. He was way back in his half and just hugging the touchline, but Kurt Lawrence managed to get back inside there. Now also on the attack. It's a good rush defense there from Karel Steenekamp. Nathan Doak going to his fly-off. Madigan looking for runners. It comes in the form of Hume. Hume managed to get one pass. Frees his hands for the tackle, but decides not to release it. Nathan Doak now chips over the top. Madosh Tamwe, Curtly Aronson is back there well positioned. He will mark it. And just sort of slow things down a little bit. I think the game got a little bit frantic, a little bit disjointed. Decent touch finder there from Curtly Aronson. Please do subscribe to the channel if you're new, by the way. We have been sitting, we hit 10,000 last year in November. End of November. Decent line there. Nathan Doak going pretty flat to his fly, but Madigan deciding now to go to the boot. Lifts that high in the air towards Madosh Tamwe. He does well. Madosh Tamwe now returns the favour. He will find touch, not the worst touch finder, just inside Ulster territory, so they'll probably take that. But, yeah, I mean, we hit 10,000 in November, and we've now been basically sitting at 10,400 for almost 5 months now. It's getting a little bit ridiculous. I would really like to break into that 11,000 mark because it's cheapest. We've been here for ages. So if you haven't subscribed, please do. And a penalty there for the Bulls for collapsing the maul. So Bulls' discipline today has not been good. I think that's going to be something that Jake White's definitely going to have a chat with at half-time because they've conceded must be in excess of 10 penalties already. Thankfully, not too many of them have been kickables, so the score only is a 3-point deficit, but definitely something they're going to have to try and work on because it's not been particularly good. No, you're going to take Nathan Doak's going to take it on, you know. He's at altitude. It's just inside his own half, probably about 60 meters on the angle. He's quite far to the right. And he is going to have an opportunity here. So if this is converted, then it's a bit of a warning. Fantastic positional play by Orense. Yeah, very good. Because if he hadn't got the cross there, that would have been it was trouble city here. Quite a nice ball actually. And the effort from Nathan Doak is good. That is a pretty impressive kick from him. I mean, distance-wise, he's got... I mean, that's a massive kick. He's got an extra 5-6 meters on that. Well, the scoreboard goes up to 9 points to 3. It's a very good effort from him. Right, Chris Smith going towards the left-hand side. Oh, Madosh Tumwe. Well, that would have been impressive if he had managed to catch it. He came through. Nobody else that got a hand on it. Madosh Tumwe actually knocks it on and tries to take it. If he had taken that, he was almost through. That could have been a brilliant kickoff. Knocks it on in the effort, though, and Ulster have returned. It's a decent touch finder from them as well, but... yeah, he just gets in front there. Oh, he actually should have taken that, I think. I mean, done all the hard yards. He probably should have taken that. If he had taken that, I reckon he could have been away, you know. I don't think there are too many people in front of him. And Kobler, that's a messy night there from Bulls. And Ulster have come away with it through Brad Roberts. He's carried a lot so far for Ulster. No advantage, they'll go back for the knock-on. So it'll be an Ulster scrum. Wouldn't say this has been the most entertaining games we've watched in the URC so far. It's been a bit messy. And Bulls just haven't come quite sort of pitched up to the races yet. 6 points, so then I wouldn't say they're out of it by any means, but they've just been a bit sloppy so far. Lineouts aren't working particularly well. They haven't had too much play. Yeah, offload. I mean, when they have the ball, there's been a couple of reasonable efforts, but they're not looking like the polished Bulls side that we come to expect under Jake White. So plenty to work on for them. Right, less than 2 minutes on the clock. If Ulster can find another penalty or a try, they'll be very tough with their effort. But so far, Bulls just the enemy of progress, aren't they? They're their own worst enemy at the moment. It's a bit of a messy scrum. Decent scrum there from the Bulls. Bit of a poor pass from Malian. He goes inside to James Hume. He gets away from Chris Smith, but he's still going as James Hume. Spins away from Harold Force. He's eventually brought down just inside his own, inside Bulls territory. The ball comes loose and Nathan Doak has to jump on it, but Ulster do manage to retain possession. Now they go back. Luke Marshall trying to find a bit of space. He saw a bit of a half gap, but he ran to Chaos Steenkamp. He makes the tackle. Ulster making a few meters. Nathan Doak now going to Madigan, who goes nice and flat to Treadwell. Treadwell getting across the first defender. Advantage for offside as well from Ulster. They pretty should be in a kickable position. Now Stuart Moore, brought down by Kanan Moody and Ruan Nokia. Nathan Doak going back towards the inside. Lowry now Hume sees a bit of space in behind. That's a brilliant touch finder, but they're going to go back for the penalty anyway. If that was 50, that's interesting, because if that was a 50-22, then obviously they would have given it to him, because it would have been a line on the 5 meter line. But because he was inside his own half, well, the player originally inside his own half, it's not, so they'll go back for the penalty, which is bang in front. So it looks like, with the way that Nathan Doak is kicking, the half-time score should probably be Ulster 12, Bulls 3. And the Bulls, yeah, again, we're looking at the discipline. That's been the issue for them so far. G.S. Gavin says the Bulls are going to give away so many penalties. They must always go for 7 on penalty kicks. Well, they haven't had too many opportunities. I mean, the Ulster discipline's been much better than, I mean, conceded maybe 4, maybe 5 penalties, whereas the Bulls must be up to about 13 by now. So Nathan Doak, he's had a brilliant kick earlier. So as the hooter sounds, there should be a pretty straightforward effort from him, but he's missed it. Well, the ball goes out. Nathan Doak has missed that. The Bulls have gone away with that. I mean, for someone who's kicked so well, he's completely skewed this one all the way towards the right. So half time over at Loftus, it is Ulster ahead 9 points to 3. Should have been 12 points to 3 had that kick gone over. And the Bulls, yeah, just not quite at the races so far. Need to half time is probably exactly what they need. I think they need to sort out the discipline and then come back a bit stronger. But we'll be back in a couple of minutes for the second half. Please don't go away. Please do smash like. We're sitting on 12 likes. When I come back, I want that to be over 20 likes, please. And also, please do subscribe to the channel as well. And I'll see you guys in a little bit. There, that'll work. Just half-time score, 3 points to 9 at a pretty full Loftus Stadium. It can't get much fuller because we can only go up to 25,000, but credit where credit's due. The Bulls... Where's my phone gone? There. The Bulls discounted their tickets, and they have got a full stadium there. Now, that's interesting for me because I always thought that it's not just the ticket price that's the issue. There's a lot more issues than just the ticket price. But the Bulls have done very well to make sure this is more than just coming to watch a bit of rugby. They had a bit of a jaw they're going in. They had a whole jaw at Loftus thing, and it's obviously worked. Whatever they've done, it's worked, and it's interesting because it then throws down the gauntlet to the other stadiums to say, at the moment, Ellis Park's selling what? Maybe 5,000 tickets. Now, if you're selling 5,000 tickets at $100, let's do some math, shall we? 5,000 tickets at $100 is, R500,000. If you're selling 25, or Ellis Park could even sell 30, by the way, because they got that many. If you sell 30,000 tickets at 25 Rand, for example, that's 750,000 Rand. So, now, it's obviously like 5,000 versus 30,000 is a lot more, but that's kind of the point, isn't it? You know, and if you're selling 20,000, surely you'd rather sell 20,000 tickets at 25 Rand than 5,000 at 100. Yes, it's less income in theory, but those 20,000 people, if they have a good time, are far more likely to come again, and that's the whole point, isn't it? You know, create an experience or a culture where you do go to games. Make the food not extortionate, and then you got a winning formula. But anyway, so Bulls will be playing right to left. Looks nice and sunny over there at Loftus, so it has been pretty good conditions thus far. Second half underway as Chris Smith goes towards the left-hand side. Well taken by Nick Timoney there. Had a bit of a quiet first half. Only a couple of carries from him, usually very busy. There has been a half-time replacement for the Bulls. Arno Boert is on for Kyle Brink. Although Kyle Brink had a so-so game. Made a couple of nice tackles, made a nice steal, but also gave away about 2 penalties. And that's a very nice clearance kick there from Nathan Doak. Finds touch just inside Bulls territory. Bulls work to do. Their discipline is going to have to improve a lot because that was very poor in the first half. And I think they're going to have to just sort of sort that out. But apart from that, Ulster, I think we'll just have to keep doing what they're doing. You know, keep possession in hand. I'll be interested to see what the possession stats were, but they would definitely sort of favour Ulster, I'd imagine. And they just need to keep milking the penalties and putting the kicks over. Nathan Doak should have made it 12 points to 3, which would have been a nice advantage for them. Kenny Cooney says the Saffers may not like what they see, but Ulster bringing out the Fighting Irish. I don't have an issue, and you almost, to a certain degree, you want to see a result if this does stay like this. On Boerta's first carry, ball goes backwards. James Human is there. A couple of double knock-ons, and then first knock-on was from Ulster, so it will be a Bull scrum. I don't mind seeing a result like this. What we want is competitive rugby, and we want close rugby. We want it to be a point where teams can come and win away. As much as the South Africans, we'd love to just dominate all the European sides on South African soil. You don't want a situation where basically the winner is whoever's at home. You know, we want home ground advantage to be a big thing. We want home ground advantage to mean that the Lions can compete with Munster, which they did, and beat them. It wasn't Munster's best side, but the Lions are on paper very poor at the moment. But you want to see close games. You want Ulster versus Bulls to be like this is going to be a good game, as opposed to Bulls are at home, so they're going to win. So so far, as much as it hasn't been maybe the best display of rugby, close games are nice to watch. It can go either way so far. Grant Swart said the stadium would have been empty if the Bulls Australian 25 Rand tickets would not have made a difference. Yeah, also a good point, The Lions tenders. That's a very good carry there from Kurt Lawrence. So he's gone around the outside. Brings him Madosh Tumwe. He slips one tackle. A couple of people bring him back to Madosh Tumwe. Madosh Tumwe! Oh! In reaching. I think that could be an incredible intervention from Madigan. Literally, as he was going to reach and place it, the ball spills. And I think it's due to a hand coming in from an Ulster player. This is a brilliant set move here. Ball goes to Kane Mood, a long pass to Kurt Lawrence. So he managed to get inside his defender. Goes to Madosh Tumwe. He goes around the outside of his man. Inside, outside. Yeah, I'm telling you, it's Madahan's arm, as he's making the tackle, has managed to launch the ball into touch off Madosh Tumwe. As he's going to reach that could be a very important intervention there from the fly half. Madosh Tumwe always looks like he's going to score, though. He's in such a good patch of form. Every single time he gets the ball, he looks like he's going to score. The Bulls are going to miss him. They're going to miss Madosh Tumwe at the end of the season. or next season. Now Lowry getting a bit of attention. So we're going to have a look here. Yeah. There's Matt again. Literally, as he's reaching, manages to knock the ball forward. That is such an important... I mean, that's a try otherwise. Now they're looking to see if he's dived on him, I think. So now they're checking who to come off. Okay, so it will be a bull scrum. So they say that it did come off Madahan last. So it'll be a bull scrum. So still a very good attacking opportunity here. It's still a try. So it's an amazing tackle. As he's going down, literally as Badosh Tomwe lifts up, he goes in for the ball immediately and knocks it on. That's a brilliant tackle. It really is. Grant say, I thought Aaron hung onto the ball a fraction too long. Yeah, I didn't. By the time the Badosh Tomwe got the ball, he had lots of work to do. And I've got a beer, by the way, Grant. We have located a beverage, so I'm gonna wait for a try, I think, to open it. It's 3 o'clock, so it's about the right time. It's just such a shit day. It is. It's like the weather's horrible. It's like it's raining a bit. It's a bit iffy. It's just like, come now. We just see some sunshine. Yeah, I'm not ready for winter. Albert Lowe goes with the back, manages to get away from Nick Timoney, but he's wrapped up by Madigan and Moscotsia. Well, I mean, it's just bodies everywhere, but the is available for the Bulls. Kirastinikam was asking for some support, comes in the form of Moscotsia as captain. Now Albert Lowe gets up close. Has he gotten over? Is there grounding? No, the ball's recycled. Arno Buerta goes at a short. Desperate defense from Ulster. Kirastinikam goes. Now Moscotsia over the top. He thinks he's got grounding. Ruan Nokia is running back to... we're going to have time off. We're going to have a look here. We're going to have a look. The question is, are we opening a beer? Is this the beer opener? Okay, on-field decision is no try. So at the moment, it's not the beer opener. Let's see if the TMO can find some grounding. If it's held up, obviously it'll be a turnover possession and it'll be a goal line dropout. And it's an interesting, actually, law. You know, initially, I must admit, I was quite against quite a lot of these laws, but I'm actually sort of growing into them, right? Because I think that the goal line drop, for example, if it's held up, is rewarding the defensive side for a good piece of defending. You know, where previously it would have been a 5-meter scrum and you're not out of it. In fact, in many ways, you can sometimes stand up with a better position to attack off the back of the line out there than you would have had. So I quite like the idea that it's turnover ball because now you it sort of makes you think that you're only going to go for it if you really back yourself to get the try. Right, now here's the grounding. Yeah, it looks like it, you know. I think we could be opening a beer here, people. I think we could be opening a beer. You need to change your on-field decision. We are opening a beer, people. The Bulls are on the board. The first try of the day. And the Blue Bulls fans, all 25,000 of them are celebrating. Well, some of them aren't. Maybe there are a couple of secret Ulster fans in there. But the bulk of them are celebrating. And we are going to open a beer. And cheers to being back, people. Thank you very much. It hasn't been the biggest stream by any means, but it was never going to be, I think, after such a big sabbatical. But it was great to see a lot of the regulars back into the comments. Yeah, we are back for good, hopefully. Touch wood. And thank you for remaining patient during our sabbatical. This is obviously the curtain raiser as we then move to the important game after this, as the Lions take on Edinburgh. I was going to say I'll put my Lions shirt on, but it's actually cold, so I'm going to keep my jersey on. That looked like a decent kick there from Chris Smith. Yep, it's gone through the uprights. Well, there we go. Cheers, people. The Bulls lead by 1. And we're on. We're on to the beers. Right, Connor who says, does it look like Ulster are needing too much attention? Yeah, look, I think the implication is Ulster slowing the game down. I don't think so, because to be fair, the Bulls haven't exactly been trying to speed it up either. So yeah, I mean they have gone down quite a bit. It has been a very slow match. We're sitting well over an hour after kickoff, and we're only 44 minutes at halftime in. So it has taken quite a while. But I don't think it's been deliberate. I think that they're having a couple of injuries. And again, the Bulls aren't really trying to speed up play. So I wouldn't say it's like the Bulls trying to speed up things and I'll start deliberately slowing it down so much. But referees need to start clamping down on this. We can't have rugby games taking, over 2 hours to play. It's an 18-minute game. How is it taking 40 minutes to have our 10-minute half time and play a game? It cannot take half an hour to fit in an 18-minute game. It's ludicrous. SP Gareth Mace hardly watched stuff. Very sad news. Yeah, I spoke a little bit on the Wednesday about his passing. Would have been live. Well, would traditionally be live for these sort of game stuff. But big loss to the community at the moment. And we'll have to just carry on the torch really and the mantle. Inside ball there for Madahan. Very nice take from him. Ulster on the front foot here. First real attacking opportunity they've had of the second half. Going to Ian Henderson, the captain. Met in the tackle with Albert Lowe and Morning Smith there actually. Oh, good pass there from Madahan. James Hume trying to find a bit of space. A little bit lateral. He's wrapped up by Arno Buerta. Now Treadwell. Oh, that's a big tackle on him. Manages to spin out from him. That's very well done because there was a big hit on him from Steenkamp. But the ball's been ripped in the tackle. And now Zach Berger kicks the ball in behind. Kurt Aronson chasing. Up against Dwayne Vermeulen. And Kurt Aronson does very well to hold on. Dwayne Vermeulen manages to hold himself up so that support does arrive. So he's done well there. Doak going to Brad Roberts, who runs into Steenkamp. Oh, Treadwell almost guilty of going straight over the top there. Nathan Doak taking a while. Looks like he's going to go for the box kick here, play a bit of territory. He does go to the boot. Hoisted high in the air. Tester for Kurt Aronson. Gets away from one. Now this is where he's dangerous. Makes a half tackle there. There's Monty Moore. That's all he needs to do. Brings him down. Now Chris Smith. They're very up. Chris Smith. It's a very good pass, Chris Smith. Very well played there. We had a man outside. Not sure the kick over the top was the right option. But, Cornel Hendricks there to just bundle Lowry into touch. So it has worked out very well. I thought that Madosh Tommy could have gone with the outside ball there to Arno Buerta, who was looping around. Decided to kick over the top, and Cornel Hendricks chased it well. A very subdued performance from Cornel Hendricks. They've got to get the ball to him more. If you want to see the best from Cornel Hendricks, give him the ball. This is a really good pass from Chris Smith. He looked very indecisive. The important game, Stormers versus Ospreys. But is it though? Stormers are going to pale off. They're playing well at the moment, but let's be honest, Grant. We all know that you guys are going to just sort of go down the tube after a while. Good line out there from the Bulls. Rowan O'Keefe going nice and high. It's a very good start to the more as well as they get towards 22. Now it's sort of spiraling a little bit. Managing to break off, and it's just Brad Roberts who's busy trying to stop it, so they make some nice progress there. Johan Krobler controlling things at the back. Now a couple of other players getting back involved. It is a little bit stagnant. Use it once as the call. Zach Berger is there. They're inside the 22. They go to Albert Lowe. Support eventually comes in the form of Harold Forster and Madosh Tumwe. Now Rowan O'Keefe carrying it up. But it's a really good competition on the ground. That is Dwayne Vermeulen at his best. Slightly isolated, and it's all he needed. He needed a half a chance. Gets his mitts all over that ball, wins a penalty for Ulster. That's a very, very impressive play from the Springbok number 8. Both teams playing a similar type of rugby. Yeah, look, it's been very set piece, very, very territorial at the moment. We haven't seen too many phases. We had that really nice pastoral play from Ulster in the first half, where I think they had 17 phases. Haven't seen enough of that, though. Yeah, I mean, as soon as he's over, I mean, Johan Krobel was desperately trying to get him over it, but he's not moving him at all. Is the winner of the URC going to play the cheaters? Ah, dear. The cheaters, huh? What are we going to do with them? I heard the rumor that told the Twitch Challenge could see Crusaders coming over here, which would be quite cool. Bum, 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 bum. It's a couple of, that's a lot of subs there for Ulster. Looks like they're changing most people. They have gone with a 6-2 split, Ulster. Quite a few 6-2 splits actually over the weekend. So you got a new hooker on here for Ulster. Stewart is on for Roberts. Let's go through the changes. Okay, that's the one change. Then we've got Moore on for O'Toole on for Moore. Got a brand new front row on. Oh, that's a messy line though. First up, and Stewart has made an error. The ball has gone loose, and I think it's Arnold Boerto who's managed to pop that back towards Mornay Smith. And now Chris Smith under a bit of pressure decides he's going to kick it in behind. Sees a bit of space. Lowry deciding to mark it. Yeah, so it looks like a new front row here for Ulster. Trying to see if there's any other changes in and around that pack. Well, isn't this just back like the old days? We've got 25,000 people packed into Loftus. It's a sunny day. Los Loppy is blaring around the stadium. It almost starts to feel normal, isn't it? It's almost starting to feel normal. Maybe not so much when you're inside, but as soon as you're outside, I tell you what, we're walking around at sporting events. There's no mask. Dwayne Famuna's going off. What a match he had. 3 carries, 8 tackles made, 2 turnovers won, 1 gain line success. Very big match from the Springbok number 8. But yeah, it's almost starting to feel normal. It's so cool. You just need to release the rest of us. Right, Matt Rea is on for Famuna. Now Chris Smith going flat to Harold Forster, who then keeps the ball in hand. Cornel Hendricks has run a couple of dummy lines, which almost look a little bit like obstruction, but it's a very good carry from Harold Forster. Getting up to halfway between the 22 and the 10 meter. Now Marcus Garcia pick up and go. Slightly isolated. Kurt Lawrence gone beyond the ball just as well, because Kurt Lawrence was up against a replacement hooker and a replacement prop. And in terms of breakdown work, I don't think I would have backed Lawrence in that situation. But it is a penalty, and this should be kickable, so this will be an opportunity for Bulls just to extend their lead. Yeah, here comes the Bucky with the kicking tee. Yes, I mean, Loftus doesn't get much more Afrikaans. You've got the Bucky bringing on the kicking tee. You've got Los Loppy blaring around the stadium. And the best part about going to Loftus was the fact that half the time the supporters are much bigger than the bloody players. There are some very large Bulls supporters. You don't want to say the wrong thing in that stadium. Connor says, do the South African team have a chance to catch up? Are there enough fixtures? I think a couple of them could be getting to the top 4. I don't think any of them are really going to go all the way. But to be honest, I said it from the beginning that I think one team getting into the top 4 would be a good season. I don't think we need to win a match, win the tournament so far up front. I just wanted to see us being able to compete, and we are now starting to see that. Chris Smith is now going to kick the Bulls in theory. Yep, you kick it. So the Bulls are now 4 points ahead. But I think that's the important thing, is we're seeing our sides compete. And the big thing, the important thing, is to see how our sides can add to their squad over the off season. We need to see the Lions going and signing people. I don't think we will, because I think they've got an owner who's got no money. But if we can continue adding to our squads, we're already seeing that we can compete, especially at home. Home ground advantage is becoming important, which is going to be a significant thing because you play as many away games as you do home games. So, yeah, if you can win all your home games and win a couple of away games, suddenly that's how you win tournaments. Good take there from Arno Boerto off the restart. Good box kick. They came Moody. That's a very nice tackle for him, putting Ulster under a lot of pressure. They have managed to retain possession though. Nathan Doak going to I think that's a tool there, the replacement. Now Madahan lifting it high. It's almost gone backwards. I don't know if it was touched, but it was a very good take out there by Corla Hendricks. He gives it to Chris Smith. Bit of loose play. Oh, and got a couple almost through a gap, but Ronald Keir left behind. Backwards, and Ronald Keir is looking for a runner. He basically just hands it to Morne Smith, who takes it into contact. Try and set up a bit of a ruck and reformulate. Now Chris Smith goes to Moscow Sear. Oh, it's good hands there from Steenkamp. Harold Forster through the first gap, gives it away to Caden Moody. That is so well done by Lowry. Probably given away too early there from Harold Forster. And Lowry, I mean, literally, it's a 2-on-1 situation. And Harold Forster gives it away too early. And he managed to get across and make the tackle on Caden Moody. That's very good defense. The Bulls are starting to play it a little bit more. I'd like to see Lions win, but I can't see it. Yeah, I can't see it either as a Lions fan, but we dream, don't we? Will this be Tawny be going forward or one-hit wonder? Yeah, well, in theory we've signed, I don't know how many years we've signed, but it is supposed to be very much the future, and hopefully we then add the European Champions Cup to this. I'm very excited by it. I must admit, I prefer watching Bulls versus Ulster than Bulls versus the Sunwolves or the Waratahs or the Brumbies, at 8 in the morning. Or 6 in the morning, for me it's just so much easier to consume. And maybe we miss out on seeing Crusaders and New Zealand teams, but the time zone for me is the biggest thing. That's a really good regather there from Nick Timoney. I'll start towards the halfway line. Couple of very poor passes though. The ball's come loose to Harold Forster. Gives it away to Madosh Tambwe. Has he got the pace? Can he get it back inside? Oh, he's over. He was looking to try and get the ball back into Harold Forster. And shame, Lowry was trying to half tackle him, half trying to prevent the offload, and in doing so, doesn't manage to bring him down. And Madosh Tambwe goes over in the corner. Look at me. That's me reaching to change the score. We don't need to. What a try from Madosh Tambwe. He's leaving the Bulls. It's going to be a massive loss for them, but goodness me, what a try that is. Salute. Yeah, really a couple of poor passes. And Harold Forster's on it very quickly. Now you see Lowry there. He's got to try to prevent the pass. He's also trying to make the tackle. And Madosh Tambwe kind of just carries him over the line. Yeah, now he's played well today. So that's a pity from him. But always up against him. Right, Chris Smith now has an opportunity to try and kick them further into lead. This will put them at 11 points ahead. And what I will say, touch wood, does he manage to bring it back in? That is a brilliant kick from Chris Smith. Well done, mate. This half's also not taking as long, and that's good to see. We've got 24 minutes played. I want this game to be done by 10 to 6. For a couple of reasons. First of all, I've got to do a preview and then get back up for the Lions game. But also, we can't have games taking 2.5 hours to actually finish. So this is good to see. How do you think this tournament gone so far? For me, the URC right now is better competition than Super Rugby. Absolutely. I've watched a couple of Super Rugby games. The New Zealand games aren't bad, but I'm just not invested. I don't really think it's that great to watch, to be honest. I don't think many people are invested. A lot of people are saying that they haven't watched that much. And the URC, especially now that we're seeing like the Lions with a couple of upsets, I think the URC is going to be a very good competition. Kick from Zach Berger, Caden Moody. Oh, he's taking him in the air there, ref. He's taking him in the air. Yeah, that's the right call. And I think that when we add the Champions Cup and the Challenge Cup, then it's going to be epic. I mean, imagine, Toulon versus the Bulls at Loftus. Lions taking on a Premiership side. I mean, how cool would that be? And that's where, for me, this is going to take on a whole new level. And with the money, hopefully we see more South Africans. Because also it means that we get to watch our South Africans. Because the bulk of South Africans overseas are playing in the Premiership and in top 14. So if we are then playing against those sides, it means those South Africans are playing down here. I imagine Ches and Colby playing at the Cape Town Stadium once again. All the Dupreas playing at Kings Park once again. That's, for me, where we need to get going. Damien Dale was playing at... Right now, Vermeulen back at in Cape Town. This is a very good counter. Oh, we sit down there from Arno Buerta. Really, I mean, the wheels are kind of come off here for Ulster. Their set piece has not worked at all, and Bulls at the moment are kind of just living off the Ulster mistakes. Zach Berger going to Marcel Gutsia, who runs towards a bit of traffic, but does manage to get it over the gain line. Now Zachberg going towards the left. Chris Smith seeing a bit of space in behind. Trying to find that touch finder. Oh, that's bounced back horribly. It's favoured Moxham very well. He's kind of inside trying to find a bit of space. He hasn't had much to do so far as Ben Moxham. It was a horrible bounce. Just bounced straight back in field. I mean, he landed it just inside the touchline, so it was almost perfect. This time, Stuart Moore trying to find a bit of space in him, but Chris Smith is well placed. He's got Curtly Aronson inside of him, but I think he's going to go for the kick. He does go for the kick. He looks towards the thing, puts it straight down. Oh, a bit of techers there from Moxon, who puts it onto the boot. Now picks it up and goes inside to Hume. Hume, not too much options, so he goes around Albert Lowe, and it's a high tackle. It's really poor from Albert Lowe. There was no need for that. There were 3 players around him. So to go high there is just sloppy. That's really poor, actually. Now, this is interesting because he's stopping it, almost like he's waiting for a kicking tee, but surely as Ulster, you're going to be kicking this towards the corner. Yeah, he's asked for Madigan to come in and try and kick this towards the line. The Bulls get a phone call from Rassi at half-time. Yeah, it's looked like a whole different Bulls. Having said that, it's 2 things. I think the Bulls have looked a lot better. Madigan, you've got to find touch. He doesn't find touch there. And Chris Smith now will be able to boot this back towards the Ulster half. He finds touch around the halfway line, and that's such a waste for Ulster. I think it's 2 things. I think the Bulls have been much better. Their discipline's been a lot better, but Ulster have also not been particularly good this half, and Bulls have made them pay. So it will be what could have been an Ulster line out inside Bulls 22 will now be an Ulster line on the halfway line. That doesn't look particularly straight. Goes to Treadwell. It is uncontested though. Now Madigan. Long pass away from Hume towards Stuart Moore. He's got Mike Lowry on the outside, who stumbles over Curtly Aronson, but still going. Nathan Doak now taking a few steps before he gives it to Madigan. Not too many options there, so he goes to Marshall. He kicks it in behind. Sees a bit of space. That is a very, very good kick there from Marshall. He saw the space towards the right-hand side, and he's found, not quite in the corner, but deep inside 22, putting the Bulls under a bit of pressure. That's more that Ulster need. A bit more sort of territory. It's what they're doing well in the first half, getting themselves in the right positions, winning those penalties, converting them into points. Sean Farrell, the main thing for the SA teams is to win the away match as well as the home match. Yeah, I think that's the next step, because we saw how much they struggled overseas. But now looking really good at home. So if you cannot take that next step and be able to compete overseas as well, that's where suddenly you become competitive. Oh dear. Skew thrown from the Bulls, and that's why a kick like that is so big, because Bulls under a bit of pressure, big defensive line out, so Jan Kobala has not put it in straight. So all of a sudden, Ulster were on the halfway line, suddenly have a attacking scrum just outside the 5 metre. Yeah, just very, very skew there, unfortunately, from them. Marcus Ray now on for Ulster as well, so they do go the 6-2 split, and they're emptying the bench now. $18 minutes left on the clock, and then it's the main event, boys. The main event, and girls. Haven't seen any girls in the comment. I don't know where everybody is, but main event kicking off in 35 minutes. Lions versus Edinburgh at Ellis Park, the great stadium in South Africa. Right, attacking scrum here for Ulster. What can they conjure up? A try makes this very interesting, and the ball's gone straight down. So that's not gone well for them at all. Ulster doesn't look too great without Big Dwayne. Ulster have a habit of shooting themselves in the foot a lot. For me, they have been the 3rd best Irish rugby side in Ireland. How do you think this tournament is going to go for SA teams? I think that I think that 3 of them are going to be mid-table, and I think the Lions will be lucky to finish top 10 if they can continue playing well. Then maybe. It's next season I want to see where we can kick on. Go and sign some players, bring some players back, come back next season and be competitive. Also be more interesting when we align so that no teams lose their international players. So it's full strength European side. Oh, it's a huge scrum though from Bulls in response. Nathan Doak though gets away to Madahan inside there from James Hume. And Marcus Garcia is all over that boy. Slightly isolated there was Hume, but they do manage to retain possession. Nick Timney going in, get brought down by Harold Forster. Now Treadwell, decent carry from him. Advantage here for Ulster. Got to make this try count. Nathan Doak going towards the blind side there. Sullivan O'Toole there with back-to-back carries. Now Rhea. Treadwell with a bit of a run there. Solid tackle by Mornay Smith and Albert Lowe. But they are inching close. Now Matt Hand with a bit of pace there. Gives it away too. Well, he's deserved that. Marshall is over. What a try. What a try. He's worked really hard. In fact, he's the reason. That's very due. He's the reason they are in here in the first place. It was Marshall who put in the kick down behind. Then the skew thrown, which created the scrum. They had a penalty advantage from there. And now Luke Marshall, the man who started it all, is over right underneath the pole. So this will be a 7-pointer for Ulster. It'll take. Now they're going to look to make sure that this is not a forward pass. Nah, I think that's fine. Look at the direction of the hands. Flat. It's flat, but I think it's fine. In between the two players as well. You're not going to stop him at that sort of distance. Nah, there's no issue. Look at that. I mean, the hands are clearly moving backwards. Yeah, all good. Grant Swartz says this competition will come into its own next season once the plague is not such a disruptive force anymore. Well, touch wood that it's not a bloody disruptive force, because really it's ruined what was a very good idea. But yes, I agree. I think that when the calendars sort itself out, because also we want to see people coming here. You could be sitting there in England in January, or in the UK and Italy, and it's cold and it's wet, or in Ireland it's cold and it's wet. And you can think, right, well, let's just pop out for a week down in South Africa. We can go and watch our local province play. It's going to be fantastic weather. And that's the big thing as well. We want to see a bit of a tourism boost. And the alternative, Grant, in May, you can come here for some cooler weather. Get a bit away from the desert for a bit. Right, Mornay staying on the park, and he goes towards the left with his first contribution. Nick Timoney underneath it. Oh, Nick Timoney's away. He's been reeled in by Arno Buerta, but they've lost the set to 22 here of Ulster. Now the box kick coming in. Kurt Lawrence goes up. It's a very nice take from Kurt Lawrence. He's smashed by Kieran Treadwell, but he has managed to maintain possession. Superior Mantanzima on the park as well. Jan Krabala, it's a bit of a hospital pass, and he's been driven backwards there. Zach Berger now going to Superior Mantanzima, who loves carrying the ball. Gets over one and managed to roll a couple of yards as well. Penalty for the Bulls. Not sure what it's for. No arms is the call. Time off TMO. They're going to look at this as foul play. Robert Hunt also on for Mornay Smith. Oh, Treadwell could be in a bit of trouble, yeah. So it's Treadwell. Well, we can't really see. Nah, I don't think there's anything in it. Treadwell basically hits the ball where Kurt Lawrence has got ahead of the thing. His arms almost go for the hair, but he then very quickly moves them away. I don't think there's much in here. I think we'd be looking for something if you were to award something here. What do we reckon, yeah, people? Actually, having said that, it's shoulder to face. I initially didn't actually see if it did make contact. Yeah, it's be interesting because we've seen a lot of these. Yeah, it's a shoulder forward into the head. We're going to see another card. I really thought we were going to get away with it. I really thought we were going to have a game without a card. But I think we're going to see a card, yeah. Although they are talking about mitigating, so maybe might get away with it. Not that I don't want them. That's not that I want people to get away with foul play. I just want to watch games where there aren't yellow cards. You know, this is turning into a really good game all of a sudden. Okay, you're gonna give us into slow-mo and then live speed. This looks live speed to me. Right, slow-mo here. Initial contact, so you get to around O'Sullivan, then Treadwell. Initial contact, so swinging arms going to the ball. His shoulder does make contact with the head, which is where the issue is. Yeah, also, my thought was also initially that the ball was contact on the ball. Yeah, it looks like it's still going to be a yellow card. So the mitigation brought it down from a red to a yellow, but he's still going to get his marching orders here. Right, so Kieran Treadwell heads to the bin. That's a big blow to Ulster. He's played very well. He's one of their key ball carriers. He's not happy about it. It is a penalty to the Bulls. Mornay Stain will kick this towards the corner. I'll come to the comments now. Where we at? Just got a message on mate. So how is that a yellow? Yeah, I don't know. It's I'm very much. You guys that have watched, I'm very much for player safety, and I don't want to dismiss anything at any stage because we saw somebody else retire this week due to concussions and stuff like that. But it's just I just don't want to see all these yellow cards. I just think it's such a slippery slope when we do see so many yellow cards. Where's my tab now with all you guys? And the balls are over. And that's the game, isn't it? That's the game. Far, far, far too easy, unfortunately. It was yellow card. They go to the corner, they get the rolling maul, and bang. Right, we're sort of just catching up here. Liverpool 2, Watford 0. Isn't Ulster Northern Ireland? Yeah, yes, but still part of Irish. There's nothing in that, says Juan Swartz. Campbell's got Craig Morgan, even a yellow is harsh there. Yeah, I just think there's just too many cards in the game at the moment, and I don't know if it's a case of, we need the players to adapt faster. It's difficult. It's so difficult because you've got to make it safer. We do have to make rugby safer, 100%. I'm all for that. Rugby needs to be safer, but it's for me, it's getting a little bit muddy because I think that there's just far too many cards at the moment, and I think that the games are no longer as competitive as they could be because there are so many cards in the game at the moment. So it's a bit frustrating. I don't know how you fix it. I don't know what the solution is because obviously, again, you want to make sure that the game is as safe as possible. But you don't want to see as many yellow cards as we're seeing, unfortunately. Anyway, it is what it is. Bulls 27, Ulster 16. 12 minutes left on the clock. Lowry now from the restart. Going very lateral. Sends the ball over the top to Humes and on the wing. But there's nobody there, so the Bulls go straight over it. But Ulster do manage to hold on. Lowry, there's a bit of space to open up for Lowry. It's a good delay of the pass there from Doak, who's still in the park. And Ray's just picked that up. They continue a bit of continuity there. Look, if Ulster going to have any chance, they've got to score another one quickly. They trail by 11 points so far. Nathan Doak inside to do more, almost saw a bit of space. Brought down my Mapu, and Kanan Moody's managed to jump on that. However, Marshall has won a very important penalty. He's played very well today as Marshall. Probably say he's been Ulster's best player. So let's do a poll for man of the match. By the way, who do we think's man of the match? Let me know what your nominations are. We'll get a poll going together. Who we going for man of the match here, guys? Give me some suggestions in the comments. What kind of reception did Big Dwayne get at Loftus? I think from what I can understand, it was a reasonable one. Actually, I don't think there was any hostility. Rugby fans are not quite like football fans. If you leave a club, I suppose it depends on the way you leave. But cheapers, if you leave the bat in awkward circumstances, you're there will absolutely rip you. Anyway, Ulster have gone towards the corner here, so important for them to try and hit back as we approach the 70-minute mark. Well, Ian Henderson has taken the line out, so that's the important thing. Ulster with 14 men after the yellow card to Kieran Treadwell for foul play. Battling to get the maul going. And they do have to use it, yeah, Ulster. Good work there from Bulls to stop the initial threat. Good handling there, but good tackle there from Sapiro Mantanzima. Cooney going to Timony, who goes to Hume. Not making too much headway so far, Ulster here. Sullivan carries. It's a much better carry from him, but more authoritative. Cooney now going to... That's Ray. Marcus. Varnish offside there. James Hume running into Harold Forster. So free roll of the dice here for Nathan Doak still in the park, by the way. And a penalty for Ulster. So, you're right, 11 points, penalty puts you with an 8, so you can't go for the penalty, there's no point. Because it is bang in front, but there's no point, you got to get a try here. Yeah, and they're going to go for the corner. Ooh, he's just cramped up a little bit there as Nathan Doak. As he kicked into the corner, he's gone straight down, and he's clutching his ankles, so cramp hampering the number 9. Operating at 10 at the moment. We bowled Bangladesh out here, by the way, what's happening over there? Oh, and the Bulls have won it. The Bulls have won it. Well, that could be it for Ulster. They needed to score there, and they've lost it from the line out. And all of a sudden, they're retreating. Lowry has slipped as well, so having a bit of a mare. And now he's kicked it straight into Madosh Tamwe's head, and it's gone off his head into the line out. So it will be an Ulster line out, but all the way back towards the halfway line. Yeah, it was a really good steal there by Roanoke here. Quality players, Roanoke here. Will definitely will play a box eventually. 9 minutes left. And Bangladesh are still batting. Goodness me, that's a good effort. Oh, no, there we go. We bowled them all up. 298. Fantastic. Anyway, a bit of a messy line out there from Ulster. It's all falling apart at the moment. Sapiro Mantanzima was all over the ball, but Ulster have retained possession. They're back inside their own half, though. So they've got 8 minutes to try and score 2 tries. Unfortunately for them, I don't see it happening. Cooney going to the captain, Ian Henderson. He worked very hard so far. Now Cooney just sort of basically just dabbed at their head. And it's fallen there. And Ulster have come away with it, to be fair. Cooney now to Nick Timoney. He spins away from a couple of tackles. Up towards 10 metres. So decent progress from Ulster. Doak at fly half. James Hume. He's looked active, but he hasn't... I wouldn't say he's made that much ground. He's been a little bit lateral today as James Hume. Now O'Toole taking into contact. Just looking like they've run out of ideas here. Nathan Doak gets up to Nick Timoney getting away from Albert Lowe. That's actually brought in. Just can't get over the advantage line. Quick ball here for Doak around the outside towards... Oh, jeepers, Moxham, who hasn't had much to do so far today. Can you be flat? It just doesn't look like... Yeah, it's a penalty for against Albert Lowe. He had his opportunity to do it. He can't then push the ball back. So a penalty for Ulster. They kicked the horse towards the corner, but unfortunately time is against them. What they can, however, do is get themselves on 7 and get that bonus point. TMO review here. Who are we looking at? Now, there's a decision to be made here. Marcel Coetzee has gone head towards the shoulder. Head to the... Now, in my opinion, I think this is worse than Treadwell's, because he's going down, and Marcel Coetzee, he's already been tackled, has gone very high, and it's shoulder-to-head contact. This could be a red, They're going on the same level, so it looks like Marcel Coetzee is probably going to get a yellow. But I think these tackles are issues. I think these tackles are a bit of an issue, where the player's already being tackled, he's already going to ground. It's almost like a cheap shot, where you don't actually really need to get involved. Obviously, it's by the try line, you can understand trying to knock them back, but there, you don't really need to make that tackle. He's gone high, and his shoulders made contact with the head. Now, that's the kind of thing for me you need to try and get away. Kieran Treadwell, I think, went a bit high, but I think, he's making the tackle. He has to make the tackle. He hit on the ball initially to sit up, so it is high. But this, for example, for me is avoidable. Same level, so it's a yellow. Fair play to him. I think he just told the crowd to shut up. I think he knows it's a yellow. I think he literally told the crowd to shut up because I think he knows. Yeah, and again, there's no need. Madosh Tamwe's competing in that tackle. You can't... So, yeah, he's a bit lower than it would have normally been, but you don't need to make that tackle. So, I think he realized that as well. Right, can Ulster get themselves a bonus point? You think that the win's gone for them. They've got 6 minutes to try and score 2 tries, which has been done before. But it's a side that doesn't look like scoring much of the day. Well, Ian Henderson takes the line out. That's the first thing ticked. But it's just not really going in it, is it? Their maul hasn't really been that effective. They need something a bit special here, Ulster. They're just looking very flat. They just haven't looked very imaginative on the attack. They had one very nice phase player. Look, the Bulls defended very well. But again, James Humes looked very lateral sometimes. Like to see him just straighten the line a bit more. Still building here at Ulster. Not going very far. Can you go into Doak? Doak, and he's just tossed it straight to Kurt Lawrence. Kurt Lawrence is going to run the length of the field, yeah. Well, there it is. The Bulls will get a bonus point victory against Ulster. Horrible moment there. They've thrown it straight to Kurt Lawrence with nobody ahead of him. He's going to run that in with no issues whatsoever. So, yeah, it's not going well for them at all. And that will be it. 32 points to 16. And we are back. Sorry about that. Yeah, last 2 minutes of the game and the bloody stream goes down. Typical, isn't it? Typical. But yeah, look, I mean, it's been a very good second half from the Bulls, I'd say. A much better second half effort. Their first half, they weren't particularly good. They were 9 points to 3 down at half time. Arguably, probably could have been more actually, because I thought that their discipline was very poor and they just couldn't really get into the game. But they've pitched up in the second half and they've made Ulster pay. That yellow card Ulster didn't help, although they did score a try whilst they had it. And then throwing away that intercept pass right at the end is just a bit of a blow to the gut, isn't it? Because until then, Ulster were in and around. But credit to the Bulls, they've pitched up in the second half. They've scored 4 tries. They've got their bonus point. They'll take all the points away from the game. Right, Mornay Stain just kicks it deep. That's strange touch. I don't quite know what the plan was there. I don't know if he thought that the game was over, but he's just kicked that straight into touch. I mean, he was nowhere near staying inside. That's the game. Lakabula says, Swart, Doak had such a good game. Yeah, I'm a big Doak fan. Scoreline harsh on Ulster. They really tried. Yeah, as I said, I think those became apart in the last sort of 15 minutes, really. So I wouldn't say it necessarily reflects the game, but also you've got to be a bit more clinical, I think. I just don't think that they are on the attack looked good enough throughout the day. Knock on there from the Ulster as well. That kind of sums it up, doesn't it? And the game just whittling down now. It just hasn't quite come together for Ulster. Anyway, we will be live for the Lions versus Edinburgh. If I'm a little bit late, please don't despair. We will be live. We will get there. It just because this game has almost taken 2 hours to play, sometimes it takes a bit long for us to set everything up for the new game and stuff like that. So bear with us, but we will be live there after this game. And you don't have to do anything. This will take you directly there. So just hang around, basically, and we'll see you guys for the next game. The important game, in my opinion. It's at the end of the day, the Lions are a bigger side than the Bulls. So it's just great facts. This was a very good little play. Oh, Mornay Stain. He's had a bit of a shock in the last couple of minutes. Bulls trying to run in the last try, and he's kicked it straight into the hands of the Ulster player. Ulster now playing for pride. I mean, even a try is not getting him a bonus point, but can they maybe finish on a good note? That's the only thing that they're playing for now, is a bit of pride. From Hume. Oh, Moxham's got a bit of inside. He's got Hume. Oh, he's got the pace. He doesn't have the pace. But Josh Tumway, that's an excellent tackle. They've recycled it though. Oh, sorry, it wasn't Hume. It was Cooney. Hume now there. Luke Marshall, who's been very good today. Come on, Ulster. Let's see if they can end with a try. They've deserved actually kind of a ref. Lionel Pooh has definitely slowed that down illegally. Have they got the numbers? Kieran Treadwell back on the top. Oh, Kieran Treadwell, the bounce pass. Not a particularly good one though. Matty Ray now a little bit isolated, falling in front of Ulrich Lowe. He'll win the penalty. That'll be the game. That'll be the game, and we'll call it there, people. We'll see you in about 5 or 6 minutes' time on the Lion stream. So, yeah, thank you very much for joining in, and let's go continue watching a bit of rugby. As I said, we might be a bit late into that game, but we will be there eventually, so please just bear with us. And, yeah, we'll see you.